What is going on, my Patriots? How y'all guys doing? Welcome to another edition of, you guessed it, Joel Davis Media Network. If it's your first time tuning in to the broadcast, do me a favor, please, with a cherry on top, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell up top. Please like and share. Please like and share. Today's broadcast is being sponsored by no other than my favorite brand. I want y'all to see it right here. That's right, Nine Line Apparel. Okay, they are in the description box below. Anything that you want to know about Nine Line Apparel, all you got to do to get the newest discount, 10% to 20% off of select products, put in Joel Davis Media Net. Joel Davis Media Net. Okay, guys. Now, with that being said, let's jump into today's story. So, guys, we already know about, on this channel, we've been talking about CNN, aka the network that only survived during 2016 to 2020, unless it was about Trump man being bad, red orange man being bad, or we're talking about all of the whole summer of love of 2020, right? And oh, don't forget, putting fear in everybody's heart about COVID-19, aka the sweet and sour sniffles. Well, they decided to get so creative that they wanted to start their own streaming service, just like Fox News, who they kept dissing about, who has various streaming services to select from about some of their greatest material and their straight to the point news content. Well, unfortunately, you know what they say, all things sometimes has to come to an end. And in this case, it came to an end before it even began. Let's go into a little bit of this segment here for fair use, brought to us by Fox News. Shout out to them for providing this for us as content creators. Give me one moment and I will put this up on the screen.
More taste, 96 calories. Miller Lite.
Well, it's big news in the media world. CNN Plus shutting down. This is just a month after it launched. Variety was first to report today that CNN's new parent company, Warner Brothers Discovery, will end the streaming service. CNN host Brian Stelter confirming the news himself on Twitter, saying CNN Plus will shut down on April 30th. The cable channel reportedly spent around $300 million to launch a streaming service. Oof, that's a lot of cash. Only about 150,000 people have signed up in the first weeks. Todd Pyro, because everyone wants to watch Brian Stelter and crew and the liberal nonsense and already flailing in the ratings. So what better than to give us more Brian Stelter and CNN?
Well, you think about it from a legal or business perspective. I'm going to come at it from the dad perspective. I'm a busy guy. I get up in the middle of the night. I got a job that's somewhat difficult when it comes to the hours, and I've got a kid at home along with a wife. My streaming options have to be very specific. The content that I look at has to be entertaining, engrossing, exactly what I want. Does CNN provide that literally for anybody? I mean, what did it have? A cooking show? More CNN content that, quite frankly, if we're ranking it, probably is better on the channel, better being a very pejorative term. So what is the draw of a CNN Plus? I think they realized that well after the fact. I think as part of this merger, as Dagan's going to go into between the Warner and Discovery, they said we got to cut our losses now. We got to stop throwing good money after bad, and they threw a lot of good money after this.
They did, Carly, to launch March 29th and then to quote a liberal intel analyst to fall into the dustbins of history on April 21st. Yikes.
Well, first of all, I'm glad that Todd clarified that he has a difficult job because of the hours and not because of who you spend those hours
with. It's really who I work with.
So thank you.
I had to cut it off there. So you got that, you heard that. The reason why that they only had 150,000 people signing up, just like that guy said, it has to be specific content for the working class, the upper middle class, and your higher society of people to choose from. We know CNN is a radical left channel. They're not moderate, they're not midway. That's all they talk about is the same thing over and over, spreading fear, trying to rehash and make you think that the world is just this unfair place. No matter whatever you do or however you do it, you unless you're just this white glacier glider that wakes up in the morning with your teeth smiling saying life is easy. They don't look at things from a realistic perspective. And not to mention too, they wasn't even getting that many views to begin with. But I'm going to read this article from Fox News that brings in more in depth about it. And then I'm going to also share some tweets and we're going to wrap this video up. So let's get into that part of the nonsense that I was telling you about. Now, as we go forward here, and we're going to read about Warner Brothers Discovery has pulled the plug on CNN Plus after the network's recently launched streaming service failed to resonate with the viewers. It will cease operation on April the 30th. As we become Warner Brothers Discovery, CNN will be the strongest as part of WBD's streaming strategy, with envisions news as an important part of the compelling broader offering, along with sports, entertainment, and nonfiction content. CNN Worldwide CEO Chris Licht said in a statement, "We have therefore made the decision to cease operations of CNN Plus and focus our investment on CNN's core news gathering operations and in further building CNN Digital." Like, continue. This is not a decision about quality. We appreciate all of the work, ambition, and creativity that went into building CNN Plus, an organization with terrific talent and compelling programming. But our customers and CNN will be best served with a simpler streaming choice. Now, the decision comes after widespread speculation that CNN's new parent company, Warner Brothers Discovery, would scale back or eliminate the service after a long-planned merger between Discovery and Warner Media was completed earlier this month. Many industry insiders have wondered why CNN even launched the service when the merger was looming. On March 28th, CNN threw a swanky launch party for CNN Plus on the eve of its highly publicized premiere. Executives on air, personalities, and reporters who are friendly to CNN attended the soiree of an event space located on the 101st floor of Hudson Yards, overlooking Manhattan. Warner Media and Discovery completed the merger on April the 8th. CNN Plus customers will receive prorated refunds of subscription fees, the company announced. The failed service was brainchild of CNN President Jeff Zucker and former Warner Media CEO Jason Killiard, who are no longer with the company. The spokesperson for Zucker declined comment when reached by Fox News Digital. Light and Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zalav has been expected to shift CNN away from the far left programming strategy that was prominent during the Zucker regime. But CNN Plus was loaded with liberal pundits, including Rex Chapman and Jamel Hill. It also featured former Fox News host Chris Wallace, who we already know left Fox News because he was considered the moral compass that CNN needed and took off for this big old check they were offering him, which now I know he's probably looking like, what the hell have I just done to myself? Poo smashed on his face. NPR host Audie Cornish and former NBC reporter Cassie Hunt, as well as actress and Democratic activist Eva Longoria. The previous management team reportedly spent $100 million on development costs, had roughly 500 employees working on the service. The Associated Press reported that some CNN Plus content will wind up on other company networks, and the streaming service employees will get opportunities to apply for jobs elsewhere inside Warner Brothers Discovery. CNN Plus launched a month ago with little fanfare and was quickly mocked with leaked subscription data that revealed startlingly low numbers. On the first day the new service was active, a guest on the platform criticized CNN itself for drifting away from straight news. When original CNN anchor David Walker joined the inaugural edition of Zucker loyalist Brian Steltzer's new streaming show and declared he isn't thrilled with the current state of the network. I used to anchor at CNN and now I yell at CNN, Walker said. I think originally it was pretty much 99% news content. As cable news evolved and more competition came into the fray, you had more opinion, particularly in the evening hours. And I would say that's the major difference now. But maybe with the new ownership, that may revert to more just basic news coverage. CNN Executive Vice President and Chief Digital Officer Andrew Morse, who oversaw the service, will exit the company. We are grateful to Andrew for a significant contribution to CNN Digital and CNN Plus over the years. Like said, he and his team created a quality state of rich and compelling content and helped produce and distribute CNN's journalism around the world on a variety of platforms. We appreciate Andrew and everyone's hard work and dedication. Moore said, it was an honor to work alongside the world's best journalists these past 9 years in a statement. I am great believer that change is critical for individuals and organizations. As the company enters an exciting period of change, it is a logical time to make a change for it myself. I'll always be rooting for CNN, Morse said. Morse did not immediately respond to a request for additional comment. CNN named Alex McCallum, current head of product and the general manager of CNN Plus, as the new head of CNN Digital. All right, guys. So here's my take on this. Why is CNN getting so much negative praise or negative energy towards their new projects and ventures, especially after the scandal was revealed with Chris Como and uh, Zucker in the game? Well, first things first, the old people that was under the Zucker regime is still there. You still got the same people that's still in the same mindset that everything's got to be extra woke. Until CNN moves away from being woke and go back to basic journalism, telling the truth, being straight down the middle like they used to be back in the day, they may have an actual chance of being competitive with Fox News and just not being the laughing stock almost to the bottom of the barrel. And I have a feeling that the new guy in town that is taking over sees that this is what CNN needs to be doing, and that's what they're about to shift to. The thing about it is they're going to have to clean house because you still got some of these Jamel Hills and all of them that don't want to do that. They don't want to play those games. And they're the one that's going to cause you the most drama because they're going to be like, oh my God, you don't understand me. White man oppressing me. All that with their mouth hanging out talking about they're a victim. So until they get those type of people out of there. Let them do their own thing. Let them go to these woke channels and stay broke and not get any paper. Really focus on the important issue at hand. But we got another situation that I also want to talk to you guys about, that also been brung up, about Brian Stelter. Now, if you don't know who Brian Stelter is a part of CNN. He is an anchor. He was supposed to be the main attraction for CNN Plus when they first started this, right? Because he's supposedly one of the stars left that's supposed to have shined after Chris Como went bye-bye. But unfortunately, he's more like the joke of CNN, because every time he has a guest on his show, no matter if it's liberal or especially a conservative, he gets chewed up and spit out alive. And he always says the most outlandish things. But listen to John Nicosowa from News Politics. Shout out to Black Conservative Perspective for bringing this story first, along with ABL. I'm just putting my spin to it, and I'm going to share with y'all what is being said about that. Give me 1 second here. Let's bring this up, and I will tell you what is being said about John Nicosowa has said about Brian Stelter. Now, John Nicosowa, who is a news writer for at News Politics, says CNN coffee boy Brian Stelter, and an embarrassment to new management sources. Brian Stelter's days are numbered with the network. Discovery management very much considered him a Zucker henchman and embarrassment. Now, I'm going to go into John Nicosowa uh um platform Twitter here, and it's also going to say as well, which was released 18 hours ago. He says, source, a discovery board member on the CNN Plus mess. It's emblematic of how Zucker used CNN as his private playground and political operation, masquerading as a new channel. They continued that on that non-news apparatus, and its members will be jettisoned like CNN Plus in the coming days. Which again, I feel sorry for the staff that wasn't a part of this. So basically, um, it's just gonna be. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Basically, what they're saying is that uh, the CEOs that is taking over, the big wings that has now taken over CNN, they're not feeling Brian Stelter. They don't see him as having any talent. They see him as a waste of space. So you know what's about to go down. When the new people come in town and they see you're not making them no money, you're not bringing in no ratings, you just a big joke, you going to get all the smoke. And you ain't going to be no way you can battle it. And if they get rid of Brian Stelter, who's going to pick him up? MSNBC? Oh, God, that'd be comical. I mean, there's nobody out there that's going to really be wanting to go with Brian Stelter. Okay, he may have a chance to start his own podcast, but I doubt it's going to go anywhere. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you on CNN Plus. Get in the comment section. Tell me what you think about the direction CNN now is trying to go. Do you think it's able to save itself and be back to the moderate network it used to be years ago, being fair when it came to reporting the news? Or do you think they're going to go back to being as woke as possible? Please like, share, subscribe. Helps with the algorithm, with the comments. Y'all know what it is. I'm out of here.